Hello and welcome to a new video on my messy garage. On today's video, I will be showing a quick little pro tip slash instructional video slash, hey, you should probably get this because it's really useful and stuff. And it is this thingy, right? Let me go grab that. It's this thingy right here. Well, specifically this little bottle. It's a VAC 700R filler inkwell thing, and then this is the VAC 700R iris that I did a little video on a while ago. And please focus, please get right there, yeah. Anyway, let's get to it, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, by the way, 3 things before you continue this video. 1, I spelled Yambudo wrong, so I don't feel really intelligent about that right now. 2, I'm sorry about the random dog noises. I hope you're not scared of dogs, and there's a couple times where my dogs are they bark or growl or play with their squeaky toy really loudly, and I didn't catch on to it until I was editing this video, and by then it was already too late to re-record everything. And 3, I said that I wasn't sure if the Conklin herringbones, if they were still available. They are. Quick Google search before recording everything probably would have told me that. All right, hope you enjoy the video. Please hit the like button or subscribe, or at least do that after watching the video at least. Okay, so here we go. We've got the VAC 700R iris color from TWSBI with the extra fine nib. Now I understand why reviewers always do that, so that the camera can actually focus. Okay, capping that. The reason you guys are here, the TWSBI VAC 20A in the red. The red is just this color up here. Conveniently enough, right? This is for those of you that want to get the absolute max fill on your VAC. And by VAC, I mean the either VAC 700, the VAC 700R, or the VAC Mini. This will work for those. 2 pro tips. Yeah, 2. Pro tip 1, make sure there's plenty of air volume. Don't top off your bottle. Make sure there's still some good bit of air in there. And pro tip 2 is after you fill this bottle, absolutely ensure that you wiped the internal threads on both the bottle and the cap or the lid. We're going to call this this black part, we're going to call this the lid. This is the bottle or body. And then here's the caps. I say caps because it's 2 separate pieces. The red piece and this little grayish piece. This little grayish piece is the one you unscrew to fill your VAC 700 and VAC 700R. The red one you unscrew to fill your VAC Mini. And as I will demonstrate, right here, see, it separates. You still have the red piece in one hand and that second gray piece, and then your lid. All right. So, step number 1, have an empty pen. That part's embarrassing. I didn't feel like dumping this out, and okay, I emptied it out. I lied to you. I'm such a horrible person, and I apologize for that. But it defeats the purpose of having an already full pen when you're demonstrating a useful tool to, to fill your pen up to the max. So, there's that. And now we're going to move on. So you're going to set your pen slightly aside to make sure it doesn't roll off. And then you're going to unscrew your inkwell, and you're going to unscrew it from that gray part, right? Gray part, and then you're going to set it aside and hopefully not smack your bottle over, because that'd be insanely unfortunate. And then you're going to unscrew your pen in, and you're going to take your rag and you're going to wipe off any residual that just might have popped off from the last time you tried doing this, because you had to do like 4 takes to get to this point. And then you're going to you're going to back off. You're going to back it off here, because that's how you fill these. So it's going to be all the way loose. You're going to make sure your pen's nice and tight. Do not torque this, try to tighten that as max it will go. A nice little snug fit is all you need, okay? The next couple steps are going to go relatively fast. And the reason it's going to go relatively fast is because the vacuum that gets created behind here when you pull the plunger back and then push it forward will, dissipate relatively quickly, which means that you got to move with somewhat quickness. And by move quickness, I mean pull the plunger out and then push it back in. So here we go. Upside down. Pens, and then you squeeze it out, and then you're going to push it in. Congratulations, your pen's nice and full, right? And then you flip it back over. Please, please, please flip your inkwell back over when you unscrew this thing. Why? Because it's a self-correcting error if you decide to unscrew your pen from your filler while it's still upside down. That's how you get your hands covered in ink and you end up looking like a bank robber that just stole a duffel bag full of bills. And then anyway, moving on. And then you take your cap and you put your cap back on so that you don't smack your bottle over while you're trying to wipe the ink off the nib. Slide that in this back corner so it's still in frame so that you can still remember the reason why you're watching the video at this point. Quick little diversion. One of my videos, like my second video ever, I was like, hey, use blue shop rags. And then this other guy who was into fountain pens a lot longer than I have been, and by a lot longer, I mean a lot longer. Don't forget to screw that back in, by the way. By a lot longer. I've only been doing this for like a month now. He's been doing this for years. It was like, hey, if you use a rag, you can see all the colors you ever messed with. And then you can be like, oh man, I've tried all these different colors and stuff like that. And that way you're not just using a boring rag, cloth to do that. So there's that. Anyway, the ink that's in here, if you are even remotely curious, is a mix between the Momiji and the Murasaki. Those are the Irisuzuku inks. So the majority of it, like this much of the bottle, like this much of the bottle was the Momiji, and then this much of the bottle was the Murasaki. Why did I do that? I wanted a darker red. So to kind of, to give you a little sample of what it looks like, I'm going to drag over my handy dandy paper, and I'm going to remind you all that I use the Staples 32-pound paper, and you can obviously get it from Staples, and it's like $23 for a 500 pack, and which is good when you're just trying to doodle. I'm never going to share my doodles with you because I'm a horrible doodler. That's the point of it being a doodle. Anyway, so we got Momiji plus Murasaki. Boom. And this is the VAC 700R. Get an iris with extra fine nib. Nice big old sample. Fill that in nice and dark. And the reason I'm going to fill it in nice and dark is so that when I do a sample of a similar color that I have, that I strongly recommended in my third video, all the the 9 different Irisuzuki inks that I owned, I was like, oh man, there's no way in hell I managed to make the same color that I literally just bought, because that would be funny and ironic. This pen is the Conklin Herringbone. I don't know if these things are still available. I feel like they are. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. I strongly recommend changing the nib out on this. This pen has the Goulet extra fine nib that you can purchase from them. It's the 2-tone, so it's got the gold and the silver on it. Oh God, please focus again. And they have their cool little logo on it, their little emblem on it. So there's that. I like this nib over the factory fine nib that I had. But here we go. So this one is the Yamabudo. And hopefully I spelled that right, because that would be silly. Conklin herring bone and with the goulette. I hope I spelled that right because that would be super embarrassing if I didn't. Pen E-F nib. And then I'm going to do the color right next to it so that you can see. If you can't see clearly from the video, if it's not like, oh man, that's obviously a different color, then yeah, that would make sense. And you can hear my dog seeking attention right now because he's hungry and it's his dinner time. I'm going to include a nice, high quality, high color, no contrasted image so that you can see why the two colors are similar and why, they're both great colors. And I can no longer be like, hey, this is my #1 favorite color, or this is my #1 favorite color, because every time I come up with a new video and I'm like, oh my god, and by video, just because I've only posted like 4 videos does not mean that I don't have extra videos. I'm just really shy and I don't want to share them all. But original topic. Another color that I'm starting to enjoy is this. I know. Where am I pulling all these fountain pens from that I've never reviewed before? I'll review them eventually. Let's go ahead and flood YouTube with the same videos of the same fountain pens over and over again, but by, different people. So, there's that. Boom. This is also a mixed color. Unfortunately, I don't remember what said mixed color was because I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I like this color because it's a dark blue. I should stop smacking the nib on the paper like that. I'll stop traumatizing you. By the way, this is the Diamond 580. In focus, Diamond 580. I don't know why I keep going off. Oh, I know why. Because the lens to my camera phone, obviously camera phone, the lens to my phone is right here on this side. But if I tried doing it, then it wouldn't be like the best thing. I like my diamond. This one's the fine. I should have got the extra fine, or I want to get the 1.1 stub next. Back to this though. Hey, VAC, the TWSBI VAC. 20A. 20A is for the 20 milliliters that it holds in here, which you can definitely fill a couple pens up. Yeah, so there's that. That was my video. That's how to use the TWSBI VAC 20A with the red cap. Things you have to keep in mind. Like I specified pro tip wise, you have to clean those threads out. You have to clean that bottle when you do anything involving ink. The reason you do that is so you don't end up with super inky, fingers. Unless that's your thing, which, is completely understandable, and you should do that. And by do that, I mean, do what you like doing the most. I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, I remember. So there's that. Hit like, hit subscribe, finger action. Whoo, pew, pew, pew. All right, yeah, let's do that, please. Actually, correction to that last little bit. Please send your recommendations. Okay? I've got something but time and, a wonderful sponsor, and I have my own money, and there's that. So if you're like, man, this is a cheap fountain pen, I don't know if I should get it. You know what? Let me know. I'll get it. And then if I like it, I'll keep it. And if you like it, then tell me why, maybe you should have it. And then maybe I'll send it to you. Because that's what everybody does, right? We do the whole, they do the giveaway and get people's attentions to get the subscribers. So, to reiterate, VAC 700, oh God. VAC, VAC bottle, VAC filler. So, there's that. Y'all have a good one now. Peace.